Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. As you can probably tell, I'm filming in a new location. This is our bedroom, and that behind me is my very old bookshelf. I've had this since I was in elementary school. So just ignore those foot stickers that you see on there. I was in elementary school when I did that, so just ignore. And I'm hoping to get a new bookshelf soon, and then this will be moved to the kids' bedroom so their books can go on it because I'm running out of space for their never-ending stack of books. Yeah. I'm filming in here because my kids finally just fell asleep for their nap. I didn't want to risk waking them, and also my husband is playing his video game, and I didn't want to ask him to turn down the volume just because I had to film. So that is why I'm filming in here. And the lighting is not that great, but we're going to work with it. It's all good. So this video is a collab video. I am collabing with Emily from Emily's Going to Law School and Lola Reviewer, and we're doing book recommendations. But for my video, I am recommending 5 fantasy books. Emily is recommending 5 contemporary books, and Lola is recommending 5 middle grade books. So I will leave their video links down below so you guys can check out their recommendations if you're interested. So before I show you the books that I picked out, I just want to say that I tried picking books that would be easy for anyone to follow. Books that don't really have a very complex magic system or a vast and confusing world, or overwhelming terms that you can barely pronounce. So hopefully these books will be helpful to anyone that is interested in getting into fantasy. So with that, let's go ahead and get started. If you've been with me for a while, you guys should have seen this coming. You all know that I love this series so much. You guys know. Alright, so the first book that I'm recommending is Moon Called, the first book in the Mercy Thompson series. If you have no idea what the series is about, it is an adult urban fantasy. We follow our main character, Mercy Thompson. She is a mechanic living in the Tri-Cities, and in this world, fae and other supernatural creatures like werewolves and ghosts and witches, they all coexist with humans. Some are known to the humans and some are not. And I'm recommending this because I feel that it is a good book to be able to branch out into other genres, because you are getting a little bit of everything, such as fantasy elements like magic and the fae, and other paranormal elements like the werewolves and vampires and such. So I think this is a good place to start. Okay, the next book that I would recommend to you guys is A Darker Shade of Magic, written by V.E. Schwab. This is an adult fantasy, and we follow our main character, Cal, and he has the rare ability to travel between different versions of London. The London he's from is full of magic, and his job is to deliver messages from his London to the other Londons. So I really hope that makes sense. I think the concept is really interesting, and I did enjoy reading this. The magic system is pretty easy to follow along, so I also think this is another good place to start. The next book that I will recommend to you guys is Eon, written by Allison Goodman. This is a YA fantasy, and if you are into Asian-inspired stories, this is definitely a good one to pick up. If you're not familiar with this story, our main character is a young teenage girl who disguises as a boy to become the next Dragonite. Dragonite in this world use dragon magic to control the elements to protect the land. This duology doesn't focus solely on the fantasy elements. There is a lot of political intrigue. If you are into that and also into morally great characters, then this is also a good place to start. The next book that I'm going to recommend is Uprooted, written by Naomi Novik. This is also an adult fantasy, and it is a standalone. If you don't know what this is about, our main character is Agnieszka. She lives in a village that is right near this evil wood. This evil wood is alive, and it has evil creatures, and it just corrupts everything in its path. So Agnieszka's village relies on this wizard known as the Dragon to protect them. But in order to do that, he requires a young woman to stay with him in the tower every 10 years. Surprisingly, Agnieszka is the one that is chosen, and throughout the story, you figure out why she's chosen and how she's working with the dragon to protect her people from the corrupted wood. There's magic in this book, such as spells. There's a mystery to the corrupted wood, and I just think it's very well written and something that anyone can enjoy. The final book that I'm going to recommend is The Queen of Blood, written by Sarah Beth Durst, and is the first book in the Queens of Renthia series. In this series, in the world of Renthia, people literally live in these giant trees. There are forest spirits such as water spirits, fire spirits, earth spirits. These spirits keep the forest alive and thriving. Without them, the forest would die. The only problem is that these spirits hate humans. They will do anything to harm them, and they want nothing more than to kill them and eradicate them. A queen is needed to control these spirits to keep them from harming the humans. Delana, who is our main character, is shown to have an affinity to control these spirits. So she goes to an academy to study, and from there you follow her story. This is just so amazing. You're literally transported into a whole different world. I love the idea of the forest spirits. You're not overwhelmed by any of the fantasy elements because this series really focuses on the characters, their growth, their struggles, and there is definitely some political aspects to the story as well. So I think, again, this is another great place to start for anyone that is interested in getting into fantasy. All right, so those are all my recommendations. I really hope that wasn't too painful to watch. I've noticed that I have been repeating myself several times, but this is my very first book recommendations video, so if I do another one in the future, hopefully it will be better the next time around. But anyways, if you are new to fantasy, I hope you find these recommendations helpful, and if you pick any of these books, I hope you end up enjoying them. And if any of you guys have read any of the books I mentioned, please let me know. I would love to know your thoughts. Even if you didn't like them, that's totally fine. Everyone is not going to have the same opinion on the books, and I still love hearing your thoughts either way, whether they agree with my thoughts or not. So feel free to just let me know however you feel. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I hope to see you all again in my next video. Bye guys.